I'll be the first to admit that I'm not a fan of ultraviolence in horror movies, and Terrifier didn't really hook me. But after diving into the rest of the trilogy, I've got to admit it, I'm sold. I get it. Art the Clown has something unique, something disturbing that really makes him stand out in the horror genre. So today I'm going to break down the 10 reasons why I think Art the Clown and Terrifier work so well. Let's jump in. Number 1. Art's distinctive look. Let's start with Art the Clown's design, because it's a huge part of what makes him unforgettable. Unlike typical killer clowns who often wear bright, exaggerated costumes, Art's appearance is starkly black and white, giving him a striking, mime-like quality. This visual choice immediately sets him apart from the usual clown trope and lends him an air of eerie sophistication. His makeup features sharp, exaggerated lines and a grotesque smile that stretches into a grin of unsettling proportions, adding to his menacing persona. In comparison to his horror peers, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger, Art's look offers a different layer of terror. Michael Myers, with his featureless white mask, embodies pure, expressionless evil. Jason Voorhees' iconic hockey mask conveys brute, silent power. And Krueger, with his scarred face and striped sweater, brings a taunting, horrific presence to his kills. Art the Clown's aesthetic, however, fuses aspects of these legendary characters while carving out a unique space for himself. His silent mime-like presentation echoes Michael Myers' wordless stalking, but contrasts sharply with Freddy's relentless quips. Art's expression-filled, almost theatrical portrayal stands out for its unpredictability and silent chaos. Number 2. Silence as a weapon. Art the Clown never speaks, and that silence is chilling in this movie. Unlike horror villains who taunt their victims, Art communicates purely through his expressions and body language. This silence turns him into a sort of nightmarish mime, adding an unpredictable layer to his attacks. You don't know what he's thinking, and that lack of dialogue makes his violent acts even more brutal because there's no reasoning with him. He's an enigma, a silent force that keeps us on edge throughout the film. Number 3. Unapologetic brutality. Terrifier isn't afraid to push boundaries with gore, and Art the Clown's kills are some of the most brutal in modern horror. The level of violence is almost surreal. It's designed to shock even the most seasoned horror fan. Art doesn't just kill his victims, he dismembers, mutilates, and plays with them in the most disturbing ways. This over-the-top brutality isn't just for shock value, it reflects Art's twisted sense of entertainment, adding a darkly comic layer that's disturbing yet memorable. Number 4. Dark humour and mockery. Art's dark humour is unique because it's subtle, blending horror with almost playful cruelty. He doesn't just kill, he mocks his victims, almost like he's putting on a performance for his own amusement. For example, he'll pretend to console a victim right before attacking again, or playfully wave goodbye to someone he's about to kill. This dark humour makes him not only terrifying, but oddly charismatic. Art's sadistic playfulness adds a twisted sense of fun that's rare in slasher villains. Number 5. Supernatural hints and resurrection. One of the more interesting aspects of Art is his supernatural resilience. Art seems to come back, again and again, even after seemingly fatal injuries. This supernatural edge, hinted at through unexplained resurrections, keeps the audience guessing. He's not just a human killer, but possibly something more sinister. This ambiguity about his origins and how he survives adds mystery to his character, making us wonder if he's a supernatural entity or something else entirely. At number 6, David Howard Thornton's physicality. Art the Clown wouldn't be the same without David Howard Thornton's performance. Thornton's physical acting brings Art to life in ways that go beyond makeup and costume. His exaggerated expressions, combined with his background in mime, give Art a uniquely theatrical quality that's both terrifying and captivating. Thornton's ability to express Art's emotions, his glee, rage, or curiosity without saying a single word adds depth to the character, elevating him from a simple slasher to a horror icon. At number 7, Minimalistic Plot, Maximum Impact. One of the strengths of Terrifier is its simplicity. The film doesn't waste time on backstory or complex subplots. Instead, it focuses purely on Art's sadistic rampage, which intensifies the horror. This minimalistic approach works because it leaves so much unexplained, adding to the fear factor. By not diving too deeply into Art's motives, the film keeps him unpredictable and terrifying. Sometimes less really is more, and Terrifier proves that a straightforward plot can still deliver an intense horror experience. 8. Practical effects and old school gore. In a world where CGI often dominates, Terrifier stands out by relying on practical effects for its gore. The visceral, realistic quality of the kills makes them even more shocking because you can tell they're handcrafted and not digitally created. This commitment to practical effects creates a raw, gritty atmosphere that complements Art's character perfectly. The physicality of the effects pulls the audience into the horror, making the gore feel tangible and impactful. At 9, word of mouth and social media influence. One of the key reasons Terrifier and Art the Clown have become so popular is the organic, grassroots promotion the film has received, particularly through word of mouth and social media platforms. Unlike big-budget horror films with extensive marketing campaigns, Terrifier grew its audience almost entirely through fan-driven promotion. After its release, horror enthusiasts who discovered the film began sharing their reactions online, praising its raw intensity and brutal scenes that stood out in an era of more restrained mainstream horror. Platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube played major roles in spreading the word. YouTube content creators and horror reviewers discussed and dissected Terrifier's shocking moments and Art the Clown's unique presence, sparking curiosity among their audiences. Clips of the film's most intense scenes were shared widely, drawing viewers who were intrigued by the hype surrounding its unfiltered violence and practical effects, myself included. Fan interactions amplified this growth. Horror forums and groups buzzed with discussions about Art's eerie, silent menace, leading to a surge in memes and fan art. The character's distinctive look and the film's over-the-top gore became visual symbols shared and debated across horror communities. This online buzz helped Terrifier achieve this cult status, making it a go-to recommendation for those seeking extreme horror and distinguishing it from other low-budget productions that never reach such heights of recognition. Furthermore, director Damien Leone and actor David Howard Thornton, who plays Art, engaged with fans on social media, fostering a sense of community and encouraging ongoing support. This interaction fueled loyalty and anticipation for sequels and cemented Art the Clown's status as a modern horror icon. And finally, at number 10, cultural impact. What really cements Art's place in horror is the cult following he's built. From his origins in All Hallows Eve to becoming the breakout star of Terrifier, Art has resonated with horror fans for his raw, unapologetic brutality and uniqueness. He's a new horror icon in an era that hasn't seen many lasting villains. Art's evolution from indie horror to mainstream cult figure shows his impact on the genre, and hints that he's here to stay as the new face of horror. So, those are my 10 reasons why Terrifier and Art the Clown stand out in the horror genre. What do you think? Have you watched the Terrifier movies? Are they too much for you? Have you seen the third one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror content. I'd just like to say a quick thank you to all the new subscribers over Halloween as well, and I hope you're enjoying the content, and thanks for sticking with me. Your support has really made a difference. Have a great Halloween, and stay spooky.